We just found a patch of the pillar coral. It's just a little blob. And for us, it's the most hopeful thing. Oh my gosh, it's almost extinct in the rest of the Caribbean. We still have some alive here. I'm Chantal.
I'm Luka.
I'm Natalia.
I'm Paco.
I work with Caribbean Reef Guardians. We started this project to restore the reefs around the Roatán, but also in the entire Caribbean.
Through this collaboration, trying to restore the reef, because all of us, we spent thousands of hours underwater and we saw the reef changing along this time. And instead of only teaching or showing the reef, we finally decided to act and do something good to try to restore it.
We're really trying to connect all of us to work together to restore this amazing ecosystem that's the second biggest reef system in the world.
We work actively on building a coral genetic biobank here in Roatán, which will be a marine educational center where we will be able to keep the genetic and the coral colony alive out of the water, away from all the threats.
I have seen the difference how every year we lose more and more coral, that it is important to do something.
In the 7 years diving on this island, I've really seen the decline, and I literally see the reef disappearing before my eyes. I haven't had this big of bleaching events as we've had like in the past 5-6 years globally. A bleaching event is when the water temperature rises too high. The corals and their symbionts, their tiny microalgae living in them, feeding them, don't like it. They leave, the coral actually starves and dies. This is one of the biggest challenges worldwide, but here in the Caribbean, we have so many other things happening, whether it's diseases for the coral, diseases who wiped out our sea urchin population, anchoring, illegal fishing, overfishing. There's so many things happening that it's almost impossible to fight it all at once.
I'm the manager from Upachaya, also the owner from Scuba Nomad, Roatán. They came and talked to us, asking us for help to start with a project of coral conservation. And yes, we decided to support them from the very beginning with infrastructure. This is how it started.
Caribbean Reef Guardians was a dream for me. I collaborate with different NGOs and we wanted fresh starts with more flexibilities and possibilities of doing all this project and be able to work concretely things that can have a real impact and make a real difference.
The one thing we saw that we could do from the same species that died, there is still colonies that are alive. And we figured, okay, if these are the super corals, we can work with those to restore the reef. And we have a coral adoption program where you can adopt a coral. So you're actively restoring the reef with us, and we keep you involved of what your coral or your rope or your structure is evolving and developing underwater.
We started looking for a place where we could build the nurseries, and we found the right one in Leo's den.
In my free time, building structures where we can place these fragments we pick up during the dives and give another chance to these fragments, otherwise they will die over time rolling on the bottom. Our main structure was a nursery made by ropes where we could attach all the fragments we picked up, and giving a cleaning to this structure, we are fighting against algae, so helping the coral to survive and grow. Once the coral is grown enough on these kind of structures, we can always fragment this coral and place to another kind of structure made by metal rebars, where they will be finally attached and they will create an ecosystem. Our final goal is that the structure itself becomes sustainable with lobsters and other animals that are grazers, so they will find an habitat inside the structure, so it will self-maintain.
You don't protect what you don't love, and you don't love what you don't know. So we want to make sure that we create an emotional connection with the children of the island and the corals on the reef. We teach them about the ecosystem, what a coral actually is. A lot of people still think it's a plant or a stone or a rock. It's an animal. Everything you see in the Caribbean is an animal. So we're starting with education programs for these kids. If they can't go into the water, they can at least go to the center, see what's happening. We can educate them, show them what a coral looks like when it's having its polyps out, how it eats.
Every year we lose more and more coral, that it is important to do something for the island, but also for the whole world ecosystem.
There's multiple ways that you can help us. We always need people to help us out with the structures and the cleaning of the nurseries.
It's very important to have volunteers, involve other people in the project. If there are many of us doing the same, and we consider the reef like our backyard or our garden, where everybody is taking care of a little piece of it, for sure we're going to have a big impact over time.
Global warming, warm water, acidity, corals are dying. So we want to give them an even better environment for them to live and thrive, reproduce.
With this project, with how we work, we do have a chance and we do have hope to actually restore it, to actually make more.
We definitely need fundings. We need help to be able to build this place and introduce our precious corals to keep them alive there.
Without these reefs, we lose all the biodiversity, we lose 25% of marine life. We're literally losing our lungs if we lose these reefs.
So our end goal is to develop consciousness with the goal that the next generation, they will benefit of a healthier reef and they will have the knowledge to keep the reef in that way.
It's very, very important that there's way more attention, way more time, way more effort, way more money going towards the ecosystem that feeds us.
So one of our most exciting projects is to build a proper marine educational center here in Roatán, which will benefit the local kids and the local community, but also all the visitors. And we have so many divers and cruise shippers that are coming, and there they will be able to see and to appreciate and to participate on the coral restoration project that we have, the science and the genetic work that we are doing to build the super coral for tomorrow.